Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Zenith TV, the highest of all.
Hi, you're highly welcome. This is Zenith TV. This is Sunday, yeah. As we've been doing always, we normally come your way with an inspirational messages that will keep you moving day in and day out. Today I just want to touch on few things. I believe that humanity, day in and day out, as we've been moving on in life, we are growing and we normally bear certain unwanted branches that needs to be pruned. And that's what I'm about to do. You know, we normally say certain things, especially something like when we find ourselves in a problem, we normally attribute the problem to the devil. That I have been manipulated by a demon, a witchcraft, a sorcerer, or whatever. But my problem is, even though if you have been manipulated by a principality, as we normally claim, as human, what are you doing about it? Are you going to sit there and fold your arms and allow this devil of yours to cause harm to you? Or are you going to sit up and fight back and restore yourself? You see, one thing that we have to understand is that we eventually becomes what we say. We eventually becomes what we say. I have done a little bit of research and I've realized that as human, whatever that we keep on saying eventually becomes part of us. If you say things, is it as I'm talking right now, there are being some kind of air that comes out of me. And this air, there's a space within our hearts or our mind. And whatever that comes out of you is being absorbed by this space or this vacuum. And this vacuum within our hearts is the place which the mind and the body took its counsel from. Or it takes its counsel from this vacuum. So as you keep on saying, I can, definitely the body and the mind will take its counsel from where this vacuum is, or where you filled with, I can. And definitely your body, or you cannot in life. A lot of people in the nations of our world have filled within their vacuum a lot of negative energy, saying all kinds of negativity about themselves, and eventually they become what they say. So what are you doing? Get up and do something about whatever problem that you find yourself in it. Don't just sit up or sit there and say that I cannot. You can do something about it. I don't know the situation that you find yourself in, but there's a way to it. There is a solution to it. If whatever that you're going through is far beyond you, then I am advising you to seek counsel from somebody. Seek an advice from an expert, not just an ordinary person, but seek an advice from somebody. Whatever that you're going through, there's a way to it. If it's a marital problem, it's a marital problem. Bear in mind that there's a way to whatever that you're going through in your marriage. Seek counsel from people. Don't just sit and keep things to yourself. Seek counsel from people who are highly illuminated, people who have attained to certain level of consciousness, people who are with knowledge, wisdom, people who are experts in these our daily life, they can find solutions to it for you. Don't just sit down and fold your arms and say, I cannot, for you have given up. No. Bear in mind that anything that has taken total dominance over you will also take total dominance, or it will dominate your entire household. So whatever that you're going through, just sit up and put a stop to it. If you are running through an ancestral curse, stand up as a hero and fight back with prayers, fight back with fasting, fight back with prayers. Ever since I was born, I have never said to myself that I cannot. I always say to myself that I can. Yes, and I have always been prevailing. I have always been prevailing. Even though we usually meet or encounter a lot of challenges, but we don't stand to be defeated. Stand up and do something. If you're not getting a job, no matter the series of applications that you've written, yet no job, no, don't give up. Get up and do something. Do something different. You used to write an application, right, to reputable companies seeking for job, and all these companies, sometimes some of them don't even call you, or those even call you, turn you down. What are you doing? At first you used to write only the application, right? Now attach something to it, that is prayer. The other day when Peter went to Jesus, Jesus told him, Peter, before you can solve this problem, unless you add prayer and fasting. So this time around, you're not going to write only application, but you are writing an application and you are submitting it into the front desk of that reputable company that you want to work in. When you come back, go into the prayer realm and begin to activate certain things. You have been experiencing promise and fail. Get up and pray. Activate the blessings that you're looking for in the realms of the spirit. Pray for it. Pray about it. Don't just sit back and look things turn down and say to yourself that I cannot do it. There is nothing like I can. There is nothing on earth like I can't. No, you can do it. Get up, motivate yourself, stand up, fight. You don't just go to the presence of the Lord and pray for about 7 days, 14 days, and because these days you've not gotten whatever that you're looking for through prayers, so you just give up. That I've been praying for the past 2 weeks and I've not been experiencing any miracle, so for this reason I have given up. No, don't give up. Pray until something happens. Me, I'm a kind that if I want something from the Lord and still I don't get it, I put that particular thing into prayers and I'll pray about it until I get it. And even when I get it, I'll not stop praying. Why? Because when you stop praying, there's that thing that God has given to you, the devil will come for it. So after getting it through prayers, I'll sustain it through what? Prayers. Get this in mind, that anything that we get out of prayer, we sustain the same thing out of what? Prayer. So when you get something or experience a miracle or a fortune in life through prayers, and you sit back and then you watch things quietly, feel so reluctant that you've gotten whatever that you were looking for this reason, you will not pray. I'm telling you that the devil will come back for you. He will come back for the thing that you have, the very important thing that God has given you. The devil will come for it. So I am telling you that sit up and pray. Pray seriously. Pray earnestly like never before. A lot of marriages have fallen. Yeah, a lot of marriages has fallen. Why? We normally attribute things to the devil, that my household or the witches in my family have been manipulating me. Okay, I agree with you that you have been manipulated. But what are you doing? Since you've gotten to know that you have been manipulated, what are you doing to stop these manipulations? You are sitting there just saying it. People were praying and fasting, especially these young women. They have gone to series of prayers in different prayer centers looking for marriages. And eventually, when they get a marriage, they feel so reluctant. They don't pray anymore because they think they are married. And since they are married, that is all. They sit down quietly, and the devil sends in a different woman to strike the marriage down. When you used to pray, things were changing. Now you don't pray anymore. So you see, your marriage is sinking. It is sinking deep, deep, deep down. There is no love in the relationship anymore. Why? Because you don't pray anymore. Prayer is everything. Get up and do something. Prayer is everything. I am here to tell you that. Please get up and do something. Prayer is everything. You have gotten a job, so you have decided not to pray anymore. But I'm telling you that those that we are wrestling with, those that we are battling with, Bible says that he never rests until he gets a soul to destroy. He gets a destiny to destroy. So why are you sitting down? Why are you feeling so reluctant, allowing all these to come into your way? All these blockage and everything. We don't have anything like bad luck. No. It's just that you have decided to adapt that. And you have filled within your vacuum that you have bad luck. That is why you are experiencing that. We don't have anything like bad luck. It's just that you have decided to fill since you have filled within your vacuum that you have bad luck. Nothing goes to your favor. That is why you are experiencing that kind of energy. Expel it out. Reprogram your mind. Reprogram your subconsciousness with positive thinking, positive thoughts, and let things go off. Expel all these negative influence and negative thoughts that is taking domino on your conscience. Let it go off. Expel it out. My dear, you have never seen me talking like this. Yes, because I have seen a lot of mighty people falling because they don't pray anymore. Great men lost something very important in their way. Why? Because they didn't pray. They got whatever that they have through prayer. But at a long run, they have decided not to pray, thinking they have already gotten whatever they were looking for. So there's no cause for Allah. And by the time they realize, they have lost whatever that they were having. So my dear, this is our live Sunday service. And I'm here to remind you that the problems that you find yourself in, get up and do something about it. Don't feel so reluctant and keeping on causing an alarm that you have been manipulated. Manipulated by who? Since you know that you have been manipulated, what are you doing? Are you sitting there for it to overcome you, to strike you to the extent of harming you? Are you sitting to look at those principalities, powers, and all these evil people to strike you down, to get you destroyed before you get up and do something, or what? I am here to tell you that. Get up and do something. Get up and do something. Stand up and do something. You don't pray anymore. You don't pray anymore. You see what is happening? The devil has taken hold of your family, taking hold of your children, taking hold of your finances, your health. Everything about you has been totally been touched or struck by the devil. And what are you doing? I'm telling you, I've already told you that those that we are dealing with, they don't sleep until they get somebody destroyed. And they are not looking for anybody than you and I. So please, what are you doing? Bear this in mind, that anything that was being received or gotten out of prayer can only survive through the act of prayers, or you can sustain such thing through prayers. No prayer, get in mind that you lose it, and that is all. So please get up and start praying. Go back, reactivate your prayer mentality and go into prayers, and whatever that you've lost in life, you're going to get it back. Don't sit down for the devil to get hold of you. You have been captured. Get up and do something about it. Don't accept defeat. I have never accepted defeat. I grew up in a society where prominent people were living, and they took their daughters and sons to high schools. But you should understand that in the current 21st century, good education is there for people with good account balance, or quality education is there for people with quality account balance. If your parents don't have money, there's no way you're gonna get a better school to go. So I find myself in a society where my parents weren't all that enough. They were just mere middlemen, just hand to mouth, and that is all. But I just sit back, watch carefully how these prominent people are enjoying the luxuries of the world, and I say to myself that I will get there in spite of everything. When I put everything into prayers and activate my prayer mentality, I believe that I will get there. And that is what I did. I can pray like never before. I used to pray like never. Even when I get what I want, I have this belief that anything that you have received through prayers can be sustained through what will only live forever if you keep on praying. If you stop praying, there is no way that thing will still be in your hands. That is why so many marriages have fallen. Why? Because when the women were looking for marriages, they start praying like never, fasting and praying like never. When they got the marriage, when they were being wedded, they felt so reluctant and never went into the prayer room anymore. They never did anything to protect their marriages. And when they realized there was another woman another woman has taken domino, and they started complaining. My husband is doing this, my husband is into that. Since you are a believer, what are you doing to the actions, the negative actions that keeps coming from your husband? What are you doing to stop it? Are you going to sit down, fold your hands, and look at whatever that is going on? No. Sit up, my dear. Sit up and start fighting for whatever that you think it belongs to you and the devil has deprived you of. A lot of people have lost great opportunities. Why? Because they didn't pray. They didn't do anything about it. They met a great or heroes in life, and these prominent people got them promised that I will help you. When they had this promise, that is all. They didn't take to they didn't even bother that now I've got to sit down and pray about these promises. They just felt so reluctant. But one thing that you have to understand, that even God himself, when he gives you a promise and you don't pray about it, there is no way that the promise is going to come true. God promised Abraham, and you know what? Abraham prayed, fasted, did all kinds of things to activate the promises. How much more human, even God being a spirit, when he gives you a promise, there's a step and necessary steps that needs to be taken towards that promises in order to achieve it. How much more human? How much more human? If you feel so reluctant, I'm telling you, what you have, you will be deprived of. Why? Because the devil that you see, he never sleeps until he gets you destroyed. So I am here to tell you that get up and do something. Get up and do something for your family. Get up and overturn all these demonic misconceptions about you. All these bad dreams that you have been experiencing. Go into prayers and expel all these negative energy that has allowed these bad dreams into your life. Go into prayers and expel them out. Don't just sit down and fold your arms, believing or thinking that things will turn on an appropriate or on appropriate time. There's nothing like appropriate time. You've got to make the time that you find yourself in right now appropriate for yourself. We don't have anything like things will turn on a positive way on its own appropriate time. No, you've got to change things yourself. Change things as how you want it to be. Start acting. Christians of these days, we don't pray. When we pray 1, 2, 3, then we give up because we've not been hearing or receiving answers to whatever that we are seeking the face of God for. But I am here to tell you that pray without ceasing. Pray until something happens. And when you pray for something to happen, just keep this at the back of your mental faculty that anything that was gotten or received through prayer can only survive through prayer. So you are going to, you don't think that you've gotten whatever that you want, so that's all. No, if you get something positive or something very momentous out of prayer and you don't sustain that same thing with prayer, I am telling you that the devil will come back for it. Because the devil don't want us to live in a better side of life. Always he wants to see we believers, we Christians, always sharing tears, weeping, and all these things. That's what the devil wants us to be experiencing always. So you've got to pray. You've got to sit up and pray. Pray like never before. Start doing something for yourself. Start activating your prayer faculty. Start activating your prayer mentality. Start activating the prayer mind. Stand up and fight for whatever that you want. Don't just sit up and say, I have prayed for a long time. How long have you prayed? How many times do you pray within a day? I always tell Christians that just look at these Muslims. They pray 5 times a day. Even though if they don't get what they want, they will pray. I have never seen any Muslim complaining that I have been praying for quite too long and I've not been receiving anything, so I have stopped. No, they don't just give up. They keep on praying. Everything about them is about prayer. When after they are fasting, still whether they are in a good side, they will pray. When they lose anything important in your life, they will still what? Pray. So everything about them is prayer. What about you? You pray 2 times, even sometimes one. It's a prayer. It's a bit difficult for you. I have seen people who can live within a whole day without prayers. Even when they are going into their bed at night, they don't pray. They just sit beside the bed and they fall asleep and then just throw themselves into the bed and then sleep, and that is all. My dear, go into prayers. Go into what? Prayers. Activate your prayer consciousness. Activate your prayer mentality and start doing something about whatever that you're going through. I believe, I don't know what you're going through, but I believe there is a problem there. And that problem cannot be solved through anything except prayer. It cannot be done through anything except what? Prayer. If you find something beyond your strength, or if you're going through something which is far beyond you, Seek advice from an expert. People who are an adept, seek advice from them. We have these great men of God in our country or in our society. Seek advice from them and start acting on a positive side of life. Don't inculcate in you the spirit of timidity, fear, panic. Refuse demonic misconceptions about yourself. Live free. If you have certain evil or negative thoughts in you, please expel it out. Let it go off from you. Otherwise, it might harm you. It will keep on ringing in your ears and in your mind. It will keep on striking you until it gets you striked. My beloved, bear it in mind that nothing positive is achieved on a silver platter. Start acting towards whatever that you're looking for. Work towards it. People don't pray anymore. My dear sister, if you don't sustain the marriage that you find yourself in, I'm telling you that the devil is going to bring in a new lady to strike your marriage. If you cannot pray to sustain the marriage, I believe very well that you got the marriage that you find yourself in right now through the act of what? Prayers. So why all of a sudden you have stopped praying? You see, let me remind you of this. Have you noticed that ever since you stopped praying, things are changing? Problems, here they were. Today this, tomorrow that. Problems upon what? Problems. Get up and start praying, or start seeking an advice from men of God with the Spirit of the Lord, not just an ordinary men of God. People who are highly anointed, who are highly graced with the gift of God. Seek their mind, seek their opinion, their advice concerning whatever that you're going through. Don't just sit down and fold your arms. Otherwise, things might tend to a way that you might not be pleased with it. So please, start acting. Get up from where you are and start doing something. Start doing something. Start doing something. And expel all these negative influence, all these negative thoughts. Expel them out and let all these go. For there is an opportunity. There is a way to the problems that you're going through. There is a positive way to it. So please, kindly start doing something right now. Otherwise, the devil will come back for you. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is Zenith TV. I believe this is the highest of all. Yeah. God bless you and stay blessed.
Zenith TV, the highest of all.